Happy Miracle Monday. This is Dawn Petalino, and I am your transformational coach. And Miracle Monday is where I remind you of certain truths and practical tools to help you realign with your higher being, with your inner self. So once we connect with that God mind, that's when miracles come into our life, because our life was meant to be miraculous. So today's Miracle Monday is about vibration. Work from vibration, not from action. A lot of times when there's a problem that comes into our life, the first thing we want to do is we feel uncomfortable with it, and our mind says, oh my gosh, I got to solve this. I got to make this go away. This is too uncomfortable. So we want to jump into some action, but we do the action based a lot upon our fears. So we're acting from a fearful vibration, or we do it based on past beliefs, what other people have told us, and we're not acting on our own guidance system. We're not acting on our own wisdom. And if we are vibrational beings, which we are, I mean, science proves that, we are energy and we are vibrational beings, then the vibration that we give off is what will be mirrored back, because that's what we will receive. So I really encourage you that before you act, you get still. You get still. When you don't know what to do, you get still and you connect from the inside. You know, the Course of Love says, and I refer a lot to the Course in Miracles and the Course of Love. And the Course of Love says that before you act, to get still. And especially when you think you need to act, get still first. And wisdom comes from within. And so we get still and we quiet the mind. And I do that just by focusing on my breath. I just give myself permission not to think about the problem. I focus on my heart space. I focus on my heart. And I just try to rest with that energy as if I'm breathing through my heart. And when all your focus and your concentration is there, then you put the energy or the awareness to the body, it gets out of the mind. So we start to do that, and when we slow it down and we just ask the question and we just pay attention. Now this you cannot judge, because you might receive something that's just feeling peaceful, like don't do anything, you don't have any particular action. You might get an idea of what to do. You might get an image of a certain person, and that maybe you want to connect with. So you just have to wait and see what the feeling is. Course of Love tells us that it's not your job to interpret any event. That was never your job. The meaning is already there. Your job is to listen to the meaning of it. So we always have to go into our source, get still, and pay attention to the energy that is there. And so what I encourage my clients to do is you get still, and when in doubt, don't. You might feel uncomfortable about something but not sure what to do next. You want to wait for the energy, for the pull, for something that begins to draw you. You're just listening and waiting for that, waiting for, as A Course of Love says, you know, behooves you to wait for the wisdom within. So go within and you wait for that energy to pull you. The other way this works is when you don't know what to do and you're waiting. That's one thing, you know, you're waiting for your next step, you're waiting to see what pulls you. Even if it's uncomfortable, you're expanding your capacity for discomfort. But the other way this works is, let's say you have to make a phone call that you don't really want to be making, or you have to have a conversation. You want to get your vibration and your energy in a higher state of being before you go into that conversation. Again, you go within, you connect to your heart. So your natural heart space doesn't judge. Your natural heart space is very loving, is very generous, is very compassionate. So whenever we just go into that heart space, we get calm first. We ask for the highest unfoldment. We ask for the harmony. I always say, you know, thy will be done. I give this over to you, and I release the outcome. And then we go into the situation. We've changed our vibration when we go into that situation. And if you go into that situation from a place of your own heart space open, that allows that higher consciousness to transform the experience, because it's through our heart and the heart's energy in which situations are transformed. That's how your higher consciousness, your higher self, connects with you and where it speaks to you. And especially pay attention to this, when the mind is resistant to what the heart hears. That is when you actually really know that you're hearing guidance. When the mind's saying, I don't think so, but your heart is feeling peace about it, that's when you act. And it might be very contradictory. Now, the Course of Love reminds us this might contradict what your mind thinks you should be doing. But you trust that because your higher self, your inner being, your God self knows the big picture, and it knows the best way for you to achieve something without the overwhelm, without the stress. When we trust our vibration, when we trust the energy that we receive, and we are willing to act on that energy, or when we work to get ourselves in a better energy before we have a conversation or go into an experience, that is how we stay in awareness with our higher consciousness, and that is when grace can unfold. So just when you think you need to be doing something, don't come from up here, come from your heart and see where the energy is flowing. Even if it's contradictory to what you think you should be doing, you don't have to, but I encourage you to trust it, because that's when miracles happen. Happy Miracle Monday. If you enjoyed this, like this, share it. Also, be sure to check out my website, www.dawnpetalino.com, for more blogs, meditations, books, resources that you can find there on this subject and others. I hope you have a miraculous Monday. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.